Hafide, and welcome to my tutorial on Google Forms. My name is Chris Leon Guerrero, and I am an instructional coach for the Guam Department of Education. Google Forms is an online application that you could use to gather information from your users in a personalized assignment, quiz, or survey. It is one of the tools that you could use to create an online assessment for your students. I will show you how to get started with Google Forms and some of the features that it has. Let's begin. So first I'm going to open up my Google Chrome browser. Once I've opened up my browser, here on the top right, I want to ensure that I'm in the correct account, which I am, and then I'm going to click on the waffle to access my Google Apps. I'm going to look for Forms. I'm going to scroll through until I find it. Yours might be in a different part, but if you just scroll through, you should be able to find it. Now, click on this, and it should lead me to the Forms homepage. Here we go. So now I have several options. I can choose one of the templates that's afforded to me. I can select one of the previous forms that I've already created, or I can start with a blank one. I'm going to start with the blank one. So I'm going to click on this plus sign where it says blank underneath. Once I am in, I'm going to title my form. So I'm going to title this Sample Quiz 1. Once I've titled it, I go here to Untitled Form. If I click here, it automatically transfers the name here. I could add a description. Underneath is where you will start with your questions. So once I click on this box, it opens up the fields. I can ask my question here. I can put my options down here. And here is where I will select what type of a question do I want to ask. Is it going to be multiple choice? But if I open this up, I have other options. Short answer, paragraph, check boxes, drop down. I'm going to select multiple choice. Here I'll click on Untitled Question, and I'm going to type out my question. What is your favorite sport? And because this is a multiple choice question, I need to provide options. So I'm going to click on option 1, and I can either type out my option, or I can click on this icon and add an image. But I'm going to type out my answer, my option. Start with basketball, add option, football, volleyball. Now obviously I can add as many options as I want, but I'm going to stop there for now. But there are more sports, so I can just click on this add other. This way the recipient will have the opportunity to type in their own answer if it's not there. Now once I'm done here, I have more options. Here on the bottom, I can duplicate this question so that if I have a similar question that I want to ask next, it will be a lot easier for me to edit. If I don't like this, I can delete it. I can click here where it says required, so the recipient will have to answer this in order to be finished with this form, but I'll leave it off for now. Here on the right, I have more options. I can add a question. If I click on this, it'll give me another blank slate to start with. I can import a question from another forms that I've used. I can add a title or description. I can add an image. If I add an image, it'll shoot the image here underneath. I can add a video, or I can add a section. So here if I just click add question, I can start with a new fresh question. Now I'm going to show you a forms quiz that I have already created so that you can see all the different options that you have. So I'm going to click here. I can either click back or I can click on the forms icon to take me back to the forms homepage. And I will show you one that I've already created earlier so you can see. So here is my sample quiz, and I'll show you how to add a theme to this. And under my sample quiz, I have a multiple choice question here. I have a true and false question here, short answer, checkbox, so you can choose multiple answers. Another one where you could check it. This one I created a multiple choice question, but I wanted to base it off this image. So what I did was I created a multiple choice question, and then when I was done, I clicked on this icon here, add image, which takes you here, and you can upload an image that you have on your computer. access your camera, Google Drive. You can do a Google image search. And that's how I put this picture in. And you even have the option, so here's another multiple choice question, where your answers are images. So I'll show you that right here. So if I click on this, and let's say I wanted to, if I wasn't done with this question, I can add another option. If I click on add option, right here, instead of typing it out, I can click on this image, this icon right here, and I can add an image. But I'm not going to do that right now because I've already added all the images that I wanted. And you'll notice that down here, I have a section that says answer key and points. It's always down here in the bottom left if you make this option available, and I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to go to the top here so you can see some of the other features that Google Forms is available to you. So here at the top, on the right side, you'll see that there is add-ons, customize your theme. You can do a preview so you can see what the students or your recipient will see, and your settings. So here are the settings. If I click on this cogwheel here, you'll see you have more options. You can collect email addresses. You can restrict it so that you can only send this. I could only send this form to Guam Department of Education and its trusted organizations, so people with GDOE emails. I can even, if I want to allow for the recipients to take back their responses and then edit it, they change their mind. If you want that to be available, I can click that, make that available. But if I want to add an answer key, I have to click here on quizzes. And here in quizzes, I have to make this a quiz. The default is that this is off. But if you make this a quiz and you turn it on, it now allows for you to add the answer and assign points to it. And when you do that, the system will automatically grade it for you. So let me save this, and I'll show you here. So if I click on this question, for example, because I'm in the master sheet, I get to see. Of course, obviously the students will not see this, but they could see it when it's done and it's graded, when they're finished. So here, once I've created this question, I can click on answer key, and here's where I inputted the answer. And then I assign points. That way, when it's done and the recipient is done answering all the questions, then it'll automatically grade it for me, which is a wonderful option. I even turn on this option even if it's an assignment. Now keep in mind though that if you assign, like here, I have a short answer. So here, if it's a short answer, and in my answer key, I'll show you, I gave several options. But of course, the problem is if any of their options is different from what's here, so if their spelling is off or you didn't include that specific improper spelling, then it'll mark it wrong. So it'll mark it incorrect. So you got to be careful with that and make that decision if you want that option. But if you're creating a multiple choice or some sort of drop box like here, checkbox, then requiring or setting up the answer key is a wonderful, wonderful option, and just makes your job a whole lot easier. But obviously, if you're doing paragraphs and short answers, you may want to make a decision as to whether or not you want that option available to you. Now, the last one I'm going to show you is how to set up the theme. So if I click on Customize Theme here, it's a paint palette. There are theme options. You can just simply change the color of the theme, or you can do an image upload. So I can click on this. If I click on Image Upload, it gives you already preset themes that you can select from. There are so many, just to make it a little nicer, a little more appealing to look at, and you see that there's many different options. But you can even upload a photo. So here, I'll try uploading a photo. So uploads, I already have something saved onto my desktop. I'm going to browse. I'm going to go to my desktop. And here I have, right there. And I'm going to open this. And it'll upload. And it shows me. And yes, I'm happy with this. So I'm going to click Done. And now it has uploaded my new theme. And this is basically Google Forms. I hope you found this tutorial to be helpful. I hope you're able to use it. Thank you for watching. Take care.